Hello Jamberry fans, Kristen here, and I have a bonus video for you because this morning I made a big mistake. My nails were really wet and then I went and unloaded the laundry and they're naked because I was going to do these videos for you today, and of course it ripped. I'm trying to get that in focus for you. There we go. And so it's kind of all the way ripped to the middle, which is not good. And I've tried all sorts of techniques like using super glue and other things like that, and it just doesn't work very well. You still end up ripping your nail at some point. I might save it for a couple days, but the best trick I've learned, and I've already cut this one up so it's kind of messy looking, is to get a tea bag. I have one, just a cheap one. You don't need anything fancy. You want paper, not fabric. And you're just gonna use this as kind of like a brace for your nail. So you can do this with a lacquer or a top coat or something like that, but I'm gonna use our gels because it's gonna be even stronger. So I'm gonna start with the base coat, and I'm just gonna paint my nail. I wanna do a base layer. Now just doing this would probably help, but the tea bag is gonna help a lot more. The hardest part is getting it lined up. So here we go. I'm gonna set it on there and kind of pat it down. This part's really tricky, but it will be worth it once I get it done. So it's kind of sticking, but I'm gonna go back over with the gel base coat just to make sure it's really wet, and it slides a lot, but that's okay. This is going to help in the long run. You really wanna make sure it's flat on the nail before you dry or before you put it under the curing lamp, because it will cure however it is, and it'll be really hard, and it will not be fun to take off. Like I said, this is like the trickiest part, is getting it lined up and flat to the nail. I'm actually gonna use a little bit of an orange stick here to help me, because it really wants to stick to my finger, and I don't want it to stick to my finger. All right, so it's all lined up. I'm just gonna stick it under the lamp. Oh, there we go. Have to actually push the button all the way down. So while I'm doing that, this is a good way to set it. You can do this with lacquer too. So what you do is the base coat and then the top coat, and then you're gonna buff it and file it down. And then you can paint lacquer on top of it. You can also do the same thing with wrap, so base coat, top coat, wrap. You can also do it with color. So if you choose to do color, I would still do a base coat and a top coat, and then I'd start over with another base coat, color, and then top coat, just so that it's a little bit stronger. So, and that way you have the chance to buff it. You're gonna see that when I'm done, is I'm gonna buff it and file it down to make it more smooth. So that gives you a chance. Oh, there it goes. So that was the base coat. Oh, there goes the dogs, of course. And then I'm going to do the top coat. So here we go. There's solicitors walking around my neighborhood, and there's also some guys cutting down trees in the neighbor's house, so they've been very excited today, of course. All right, so I got the top coat on. I'm just gonna place this under the lamp, and it's just gonna take another 40 seconds. So this will just grow out with your nail or come off with your next mani. If you need to, you can redo it. But I've had my nails grow completely out and not have to worry about them breaking again. So my nails don't usually break with the wraps on, but it always happens as soon as I leave my nails naked for a day and say, okay, I'm gonna wait and do my mani, and then of course the nail breaks. So this will save you that struggle. There goes the neighbor chopping down trees. Wonderful. You always get the fun sounds in the background of your videos, huh? All right, it should be almost done. So I have my Jamberry nail file to help me with this job. Actually, first, you see how it kind of goes across the top of that extra on there? You can kind of see there. I'm gonna use my nail scissors. And I like to do it from my nail upside down because I think it's easier to see. All right, I don't want that corner. That's not fun. All right. Now you see it's all on there, but it's kind of a little bit bumpy. So I'm going to get my buffer out, and I'm just going to buff and file it until it feels smooth. And if you've got really rough edges like I do there, you can actually gently, very gently, you don't want to hurt your nail or go too far down to make it more smooth. So it'll take a little bit of time for me to get it absolutely perfect, and I don't want you guys to have to stick around and watch the entire thing because this is already a long video. But I will file it down and then I'm going to paint it and you guys can see the results later. All right, if you have any questions or need any help, please contact me at the information on the card and I would love to help you. All right, have a great day.